If you like talking,
Women.
Ladies,
men,
topic,
Conversations.
and occasional uninformed politics,
multiple talking women is for you.
Hit it! Hey ho, everybody. This is Paula Gherkin, the producer of Multiple Talking Women, and I'm here with the hosts.
This is Felicity Bramblebush, thrilled to be here this morning.
And I'm your second host, not to be misled for being second best, Lana Brown.
Great. I like the way you look directly down the lens when you're introducing yourself, because you remember this is also a YouTube.
Yes, and if
show.
you're not watching, you're missing out on cleavage.
That's true. I have to say it's tasteful today. Okay,
It
see,
is. You're learning something.
you got to make it terrible.
Okay, we have a
Should we get
guest
to our
today
guest? Yes.
Oh, please, just talk about yourselves. I enjoy it.
who is, gosh, I don't know how I would describe this person. She's as if somebody planted a talent seed and it bloomed into a huge garden of all the most talented, incredible characters, both in drama, television, movies, and on stage.
Man on stage.
And voice acting. Mindy Sterling.
Mindy Sterling!
Hey!
Wow, thank
Mindy
you.
Sterling.
That's
We
what
can-
a lovely introduction.
A bouquet
We can
of
keep
talent.
saying nice
Yes.
things. I just wanted to get her name out while people are probably like, who? You know, and we're taking our sweet time getting there.
That's all right.
But I feel that about you too. Like you're talented, but also very nice.
Really, thank
Yeah,
you.
you're
I was
nice
raised
and friendly.
with being nice and being loving and being helpful and yeah.
You know what? I think being nice and helpful and all of that means you're, how do I put this? Not mean people don't feel great about themselves.
Well, they think they do.
They think they do.
right? But
Yes.
yeah, I agree.
But you're like the real deal.
But how have you been able to maintain this niceness, this helpfulness, after being just, in this business, which really doesn't treat
We've been in the
people
biz for a
very
long time.
well, the business and just life.
Yeah,
there
right?
are- yes.
Yeah, life wears you down.
It definitely does. But you girls look great, by the way. So I know it doesn't do it for you.
Well, we're trying, and also we're trying to break in to any form of the business that would give us monies.
You mean all three of you or
Not me.
separately?
We are.
you're-
Paula says she's not, but she is.
She's-
on the down low.
Here's the thing. I'm not. If someone were to approach me, I'm not going to say no necessarily. But I'm
So
not
if somebody
hunting it
said to
down.
you, I have got a great script that I'd like for you to work on with me.
what does that mean?
Well,
No.
not that you're acting in it, but that you're
Oh no, I wouldn't do that.
okay.
If someone said, "Hey, here's $1 million, here's a part in a movie,"
Oh,
I would do that.
Yeah.
she knows that we need her. We wouldn't function very well without her. It would be
It would be a
It would
mess.
probably be the end of us.
Yeah.
actually.
then I'm not going to bring
100%.
it up.
Okay.
Thank you.
But I'm
Thank you.
curious about little Mindy
Yeah, little Mindy.
Sterling.
You said you were raised to be nice. Where did
short
that?
for something?
Oh, that's a good
Mendoza?
question.
No, it's not. No, it could be Melinda. It could be
Mendoza.
Mendoza. It
I
could be
don't
really
know.
anything. No. I think when I was growing up, there was probably two other people that were named Mindy. And
Really?
the changes in terms of, how to spell it, Mindy, Mindee. But no, it's Mindy. Very simple and easy.
Who's there's another Mindy in the biz.
Mindy Cohn.
There you go. You
Mindy
take the good,
Kaling.
you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have.
Are you
Very
friends?
good.
Friends with Mindy Cohn?
You know what? I am. We are. I've worked with her, and she's with my agent.
Wow.
So he's got two Mindys.
What about
Lucky
Mindy
him.
Kalink?
No, I've
Oh,
never
there's
met
another
her,
Mindy.
but she's very good too. Yeah.
Well, I guess
Wow.
you won the jackpot of the
I thought you were going to
Mindys.
say, no, we are enemies.
Don't care for her.
So you're little, this is usually your role.
Yeah, well, I can't get a word in.
Well-
Little Mindy, where did you grow up, and who taught you to be nice?
I grew up I was born in New Jersey, but had no memory of it because we left very, very early on. And then I was raised in Miami.
Were they up to something in New Jersey? They had to get out of there fast?
I don't know.
Oh, all right.
I never asked.
Okay.
And you went to Miami.
And then to
Yes, so
Okay.
in Florida. So we were in Florida for a long time. And my dad was an entertainer.
Oh.
His name is Dick Sterling, and he worked with Shecky Green. He worked with lots of different people.
Comedian?
He's a singer. He's a comedian.
Wow.
Was it
and
kind of like a
actor.
nightclub act?
Yeah. Yeah, and he has the most amazing voice. His singing voice is better than any male voice I've ever heard. He just had that, and so he sang, but he would play with the other guys. They were the funny people, and he was playing the straight person.
Okay.
So eventually, when things changed, he would then do his own stuff.
Yeah.
You know, but yes, so we went to Florida, and my dad got he is out. I mean, I don't mean that he's out. Like, I mean that he is gone and dead. But I don't mean like. But I mean they were divorced.
Got it.
Yes.
Out of the house.
Out of the house.
Yeah,
Okay.
out of the house. And I remember my brother and I we were very young. We were coming back from school or something, and my dad was still taking his stuff out. And my mom was like, and we were like, "What's Daddy doing? Where's Daddy going?"
Oh my God.
Oh, and she's like, "Let's go get some comic books."
Was it the time
Wow.
where they didn't sit you down and tell you stuff? They just things happen and they brush it under the rug.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, he was a performer, you think he was catting around out there? Like, was there ladies
You
on
know,
the circuit?
this is so interesting because when he passed several years ago, and my mother was alive, we were trying to figure out what happened, and my mother never said anything about what happened.
She didn't want to talk about it.
She wouldn't do it.
That's interesting.
And I think that's an amazing woman, because I know that when I went through my divorce, I did a lot of talking.
Yeah.
And so she never did that. But we did ask, like, I guess it was like her best friend who's still alive, and she had said, you know, that I guess she caught him.
I mean, with a name like Dick Sterling.
I know, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
right?
Well,
Yes.
he had no
Dick
choice.
Sterling
Yes.
undercover.
Now, were you allowed to go sit at the bar and have a Shirley Temple and watch Papa?
Not at that time. Not when I was very young.
Oh, okay.
You know, would you?
I don't. No, never. Not
See,
mine,
yeah.
No, never.
Well, yeah, I know. I don't think it would allow me. Whether even if they give me milk, I don't think they would allow me. But I did go see. You know, when I got older, and my dad found out that I wanted to be an actress, he would do these shows on Miami Beach, and he would
Outdoors?
He would bring me out.
On the beach?
No, Miami Beach.
No, there's like a
is-
strip.
It's
There's places to go on
That's
the strip.
not my town. I don't.
It's
know.
like
it
Sunset
should be.
Strip.
It's
You're
like a
a
Sunset
Florida
Strip,
girl through and through.
or it's
I'm a Florida girl.
Yeah, they're very conservative in Florida. You would fit right in.
really.
Oh, and the
Well, now they
conservative
are.
part,
Well,
sure.
not all of them. No,
Not
my
all of
sister
them.
lives here.
Oh,
She's
yeah,
not
take
that
you
way.
to
a really big
Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, she's a Mar-a-Lago
Yeah.
girl for sure.
But so I did get to go and watch him, and he would make me cry. His
Because he was
voice-
funny, or you were like, because
A
you were
little
like,
bit of
that's
both.
my dad.
It's his voice. I mean, someday I will send you something if I can find it. His voice would make me cry, and and I was his daughter. I was his first, and I was his daughter.
Special
and his
girl.
daughter, and she wants to be an actress.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I was like, I could and couldn't do anything wrong. I apparently never really dressed well for him. But
Wait, did he say that?
he would always go, "What are you wearing?
Yeah.
Why are you wearing Dad? You have other things." And I'm like,
My dad says the same thing.
but it's doing
You
you,
know,
a good service.
At least you
Is
had
it?
parents.
I only have one parent.
Well, I'm just saying.
Do you not have any?
Well, mine left when I was young. My parents walked out.
when she was 4.
And that must have been discussed a lot.
Yeah.
And,
Yes, it has.
And did they go? They just left together.
Yeah.
They just were left together, and you're like, "What do I do now?"
Well,
Bye-bye.
no, I wasn't worried, but they just knew they had, they created a child who could take care of herself.
She's
Wow.
tracked down her mom because her mom left her with like a locket that was just like half of a tooth, and she did some research and she found her in a dental hygienist office, and her
Yeah,
mom
my mom's
still
a dental
wears the other
hygienist.
half of the tooth.
That's
Yeah,
right.
her mom's a dental hygienist. and
She doesn't
she's-
know I know where she doesn't know I know
gonna
where
say,
she is.
Oh, okay, because you
no.
don't see her or anything.
No, I haven't decided if I want to reach out or not. Maybe at some point.
All right.
Now, speaking of this,
yeah.
how
Which one?
when did you get into acting?
I
was
did. I
this-
think the first thing I did was I was a play at school.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody.
Like high school, junior high?
Everybody. This was middle school,
Okay.
Okay.
and it was the Mikado.
Oh, that's
now-
a serious.
What school are you going to?
It was just a school in Miami,
That's
but it was
Wow.
like it was one of those things. You went in the Mikado, and
junior high.
yeah, I was something. I think I was Bo Peep or something like that, or Bo Son. Anyway,
okay.
they were singing. And we did that. And I was very shy, believe it or not. I was very shy when I was young. And I think my dad was, he was very, he would talk like this. Oh, Mindy, why don't you get a sweater? But not in a bad way. It was just, that's how he projected his voice.
Sure. Oh, I can.
And so then guess who, then becomes the big loudmouth in the family is me. Now I have the voice. And so he, where was I?
Your dad.
So in the play.
Your Mikado.
Oh, I did that. Yes.
Getting
So I
your
did
starts.
that. But more than anything, how I got into that was like I was so shy and I had such a hard time in school and talking in front of the, if you have to get up.
Interesting.
So somehow it got me into theater and I went, oh my God, these are my people.
This is it.
They get me. And I just, because I was silly and fun. So I just thought, this is what I have to do the rest of my life.
That's where you felt comfortable.
Yeah. And so I did, theater. I did Bye Bye Birdie. I did a 2-year junior college.
Lovely to be a woman.
I did it twice, not in the same year. Yes, I know that one. But I did it. The first one I was the young girl. Do you remember her name? Kim. And then I came out here and I did it out here and I was Rosie.
Cute.
So did you inherit the voice from Papa?
I think she did.
The singing voice.
I can sing, but certainly not like him.
Okay.
I mean, he's amazing. But I can sing. I wouldn't, record any albums, but I can sing. I can do. Yeah, I can sing. I can sing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think, you just kind of gradually get involved and then I did Butterflies Are Free.
Was anyone in junior high and high school going, hey, you should be doing this? You should do this in your future. You should be an actor one day. Like, was there anybody as you were forming as a human doing?
Assuming because we were all doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, if you say that to me, then I have to say it to you.
Oh, right.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's one of those things I don't remember that kind of stuff. But
we seem to have a mix of guests on who either are told by somebody, hey, you really should pursue this, or this isn't for you. Go do something else.
No, never got that. I never got that.
that.
I only got once where I was I had to audition for something. I had to get up on the stage and I was talking or singing and the woman said, you're too loud.
Oh.
So I did. That was the only thing that I remember that went, oh my God, how could I be too loud? I'm loud. Oh. Nobody ever, I never felt like, my family was very supportive.
They were.
Oh,
okay.
That's nice.
I mean, you got my dad, you got my mom who danced. My mother was a dancer in Miami Beach.
Ooh la la.
She was a dancer.
That's
so
a lot
they
of
all,
dun,
yeah.
dun, dun,
Yes.
dun,
Well, she
dun,
did. Yes. She, they had the women that had the
Cuban.
the
Coconuts.
things. No, they were like they had
Scallops.
pasties.
Yeah.
Pasties.
And they'd walk around and they'd have and they would have these hats and they would walk around. My mother was a dancer. She was not
She
one of
wasn't
them.
a
She was
pasty.
a real dancer.
Yeah.
So
Now,
she always
did
that.
she ever remarry?
Yes.
Oh.
So my stepdad is he sold insurance. He is the only one left in my family, and he is 91.
Wow.
Hanging in there.
So yes, so he's amazing. But they all were incredibly creative. Nobody was like, well. The only thing my mother said was, "What I'd like for you to do is take typing, just in case,
Yeah.
when you're not, which
be
I
able to
thought
type.
was really smart. I'm not very fast. I'm not very good, but I can do it.
But you can do it. I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think that, what do you think of people and parents telling their kids, you can do anything, you can be anything you want, versus being more like realistic? Because it's tricky, because like Paula said, we've had guests who are like, you are so supportive. Sometimes those people they shouldn't have done this. But the parents are just like, you're perfect, you can do it. Versus you're terrible, and then they fight through.
Yes.
And they succeed.
No, I mean, you're right. I always think about that too. I think we want to be really positive. We want to be, really like, I want to be there for you. But I think you have to say more, what is it that you would like to do? What is it, and try to think about that. So, because nobody, especially when you're young, it's don't tell me that. But it is, I mean, you don't want to, nobody ever said anything. You can do whatever you want, Mindy. No, it was just, you want to act? Sure.
Yeah.
And you're
that's
good.
Sweet.
So
If I was horrible, they might have said something.
I do think it's a disservice to tell children that if you work hard enough, you will achieve your dreams.
That's what what's her name is saying.
That's not necessarily true.
That's not really true.
A lot of people are saying that we love and whatever, and I don't know if it's a cultural thing. I don't know if they just want to make sure that don't stop because you're afraid of something. Do you want to do it? I wanted to act. I didn't want to work in an office. I didn't. I wanted to act. I wanted to get married. I wanted to have a child. I wanted a house. I wanted, I really wanted just
did it
very
all.
simple stuff. Never. I didn't get a house. That's cool though.
I think where you live,
Where you
not
live.
to give it away,
it's a really good place.
it's
Yeah.
better than a house.
I know.
So let's consider it a house.
Yeah, let's just call it a house. I think you know what happens, and because I've done a little bit. I went to school for psychology for a short time.
Oh, that's
I love psychology.
completely
I love
very
therapy.
piece of information.
I've never heard this.
Well, I don't have to
once.
share everything.
Oh.
And what I think happens is it changes generationally. So let's say you got a parent who says, be careful, don't do that, don't do this, right? Then the next generation parent goes, you can do anything and you can be anything. And then that kid maybe got screwed up. So then when they have a kid, they go, take it easy, But I feel like you can get screwed up from either one.
I mean, absolutely. We don't know what
You don't know what you're supposed
I mean,
to
I've been
say.
trying to get my son, giving him some options, and blah 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 blah, and he's just like, mom, and then I know to back off.
Doesn't
So-
need
Right.
your help. Doesn't need your help.
That's
He will
must
tell me
be.
now. He will tell me now if he said he'll say to me, all right, just venting. Or I'm just, or I'm just, I just want
I
to
just
talk,
feel
but
like
I don't
saying
want
this.
I don't want you to help me because I am that kind of a person. I'm that kind of a mom. Well, what can I do for you? Nothing, mom. You sure? Nothing. And then I just go away.
What did they say? You have to ask if they want to a hug
Yep.
or to be listened to.
Yep.
Or there's a third thing. And you just give them the choice. Maybe food. Yeah.
Mindy, this is how I am with my son. I have an 18-year-old son, and he's the same. And lately, he said to me, he said, I can't trust you telling me I have a good singing voice because, of course, you're going to say that. And actually, I said, that's not the kind of mom I am. I said, I don't blow smoke up your ass. I said, remember when I told you this, and this about you that weren't so good? But he still didn't believe it.
Well, I told the one time that I said to my son, this is going to be tough for you. He's a huge wrestling fan. So he wanted to take wrestling classes.
Oh, fun.
So the minute I heard that, because he's on the autistic spectrum and he's kind of awkward. And the minute I heard that as a mom, I'm like, oh, fuck.
Sure.
Fuck. Okay.
Right. You thought
So
this was gonna go
I'm
badly.
like, all right, I'm there. We'll watch him. But
Yeah.
so he they had to do some exercises and they had to run or walk or something. And there was this big guy that was like, come on, Max, come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. And he started bullying him. And I'm sitting up in the bleachers going, oh shit, oh fuck, okay. So he did his best and then he came out and I said, how was it? And he started to cry. And I said, hey, you don't have to be a wrestler. You love wrestling. There are other things that you can do in the wrestling world.
Right.
So you kind of, I didn't want to say, I said, later on, I think I had said, I was always going to kill that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't where, mommy's going to take care of me because he was young enough that I could take care of him. But no, he just doesn't. He doesn't. I don't think he wants to. Because he is autistic. He, like some of us are, where we're just a little bit. I don't want to see a script that has too many things then I will procrastinate trying to learn it because I know it's hard for me. It's very hard for me. So he's kind of does
When
that.
something seems hard, he's like,
They
I don't know.
procrastinate a lot.
Interesting.
A lot. And so I'm learning to be okay with everything and not fight with my son, who's 29. I'm there going, okay.
Yeah.
I just walk away now. Where before it's like, Max, no.
You have to do this.
I
This is
walk,
the-
I live my life. He lives his life in his room. And we love each other.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's
Yeah.
just really hard.
Yeah.
You want them, but they're never going to be you. And I had a therapist that knew about what Max had, and she said, that he's going to be okay. He's not going to be what you want him to be, but he's going to be okay, Mindy. Because as a mom, you're like, I can't die until
Wow,
no, he's going to be okay. And I went, Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. I got to work on me now.
Oh, I think
Yes.
the best thing
Which
they
is
say,
harder.
the best thing we can do for anyone else is to work on ourselves.
Yes.
But we don't do it because it's easier to
It's
point
hard.
out other
Yeah.
things.
Hard to work on
My
yourself.
son, when he was around 5, oh boy, or maybe 4, we took him to the YMCA in Hollywood to take a karate class. They're like, well, this is really for 8-year-olds, but okay, he's here, he can do it. The karate guy was really strict. My son freaked out, oh boy, and said,
Out loud to everybody?
yes, he said, I have to meet Yoda at the spaceship, and ran out. For reals.
This brings me back to a photo you once shared of your son, which had Yoda in it. Is that right?
Yeah, he had a Yoda
It's a
stuffed
te-
animal for
it's
a
a
long
terrible
We'll have to-
photo.
We'll have to show this photo on our.
Oh my
Okay.
God!
It's a terrible
please.
photo of her son. And I said, what did I say? Who's this horrible? I said
Creepy man.
Who's this
I'm
creepy
gonna
young
find
man?
it.
Oh, she's got
because because it doesn't look like a child. It looks like a young shirtless businessman with a Yoda doll.
Because he's making a bit of like a come hither.
He is. He's like in a bed,
We'll
and
see
he's
if I
looking
can find
like
it someday.
And
He's
he
looking
and,
like
and he put that who did he say it to?
just the room.
I
to
guess
the
they
whole
were.
room and the teacher. He thought he literally in his head was like, this is what's going to get me out of class.
Yeah, Yoda's coming to pick
Yoda's
me
coming
up.
to the space. 2 days ago, at age 18, full circle, he takes his friend to go see the Empire Strips Back.
Oh yeah,
there's
I've
a
been.
Star Wars burlesque show.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
I did.
So now he's a man.
I did some of the
Empire
choreography for that.
Oh, of course you did.
Oh, I'd love to see that later.
Is there a
can show
Yoda
you.
in it?
Come,
A Yoda in it, naked?
No.
A little
No.
green
I
penis.
hope you got some
There was-
good money.
I did. I know how to get money. Don't worry about
Oh,
it. Don't worry about
my
that.
God.
I'm loaded. I'm
Okay,
loaded.
can we
All
go
right,
back to
we
the
gotta get back.
timeline?
We gotta get
I'm
back.
sorry,
We
yes.
gotta
So
get
you're
to your
in
career.
Miami. You're
Yeah.
on stage. You're making people laugh.
Yeah.
They're loving
and,
you in
and
Miami.
no college.
No, it was just
Just
a 2-year
typing
college.
school.
And to be
Oh,
honest with
2-year
you,
college.
when we got out of school, again, I don't want to do anything other than act. So why do I have to go?
Why
to,
am I doing this?
Right.
Yeah.
My parents were fine, but everybody was going to a college, or what was I going to do?
Right.
I was very taken care of from my family, and I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll do just a small college, just for 2 years.
Yeah.
And so the first year I did whatever. I don't even know what I did. I think it was just, if you're going to be a teacher. And then it was like I failed everything but theater. And then and my family was fine. And then the second year I was like, I'm just going to do the theater stuff because I'm not going to be a teacher.
Smart.
yeah, we know.
And they were like, fine. So then I met, during Butterflies Are Free, I met this guy who played the other person. And he was 5 years ahead of me. And that's when I lost my virginity.
Oh.
Okay. Now
And he too
Love
wanted
it.
to get into the business.
Yeah, he
So
also
had
wanted to get
yeah.
into
Okay, business.
And that's when I started taking Quaaludes
Ah.
and doing all the stuff that we all do because he gave them to me.
Yeah.
And then he said, well, I'm going to go to LA. I'm going to set it up and then you'll come.
Yeah.
Well, I had never lived away from home. I'd never had I always lived at home. I was a little baby. And so I went with him, I think for about a year. I cried every night. And my mom had gotten had a daughter who was, like 18
Remarried.
years. Yes,
Okay.
remarried. And so I missed her. It was just really hard for me. I'm such a family
But you could
person.
just take Quaaludes to make yourself
Yes,
feel
I
better.
should have
that's
just
right.
kept doing that. So anyway, so I eventually adapted, and I started doing theater, like a
In Los
community
Angeles.
theater, community theater. I don't know if you guys don't remember this, but it was it was a magazine that would come out, and it was called
Backstage West.
No, it was
No.
before Backstage West. Do you
Ooh.
remember the other one?
No.
Yeah.
It was something
something
else. but-
about footlights or
No, I think it was something about. Yeah, I don't know,
Yeah.
but yeah, it'd be interesting to find
Wow.
out. But anyway, so I would always look to see, theater, because I loved theater. So I did a lot of theater out there. I did, let's see, I did, oh God, no, the one with Shirley MacLaine. Dun 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 dun. Do you remember that?
Oh no.
Okay.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll
Yes.
figure it
Anyway,
out.
so I did several stuff, several things, and then I got somehow. I think I just it was like somebody said, have a picture and then write to everybody at SAG.
Oh,
Or
Wow.
something, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like to get an agent.
that's what we need to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
and
these you
and
two.
then I finally got a commercial agent.
Oh,
Great.
So it kind of just worked. It never worked fast enough for me.
no, it never
You know, I mean,
does.
when I was 25, I remember I was depressed because I didn't get it yet.
But I have to
Wow.
say, I did a little research on IMDb. That's something we learned on this podcast. You're supposed to research people.
Yeah, no, that's good.
So I did some research, and your first job was in, I want to say 1977 or 78. Your first IMDb worthy job.
What was it?
Well, I didn't go that far into it, Mindy. I just
Were you doing commercials?
You think I'm going to remember
You
that
researched
in
on
the 70s?
IMDb, but not that far.
Were you
I
doing
just looked
commercials
at the year.
for jeans and
Oh no, I did a
Gina-
Toyota commercial.
Okay.
I did prunes, to which I
Prunes.
ate too many prunes. They said you can spit it out. I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah.
a commercial
For prunes. And then I did Kentucky Fried Chicken. Now I didn't eat chicken, so I
okay.
had that I threw
Okay.
into.
have you never eaten?
I was a
chicken?
big
When
blonde
did you-
too, by the way.
I
What?
saw it. It's old pictures. We're going to post some of the pictures.
Oh my
of
God,
Julia.
yes, please.
A real cutie.
I mean, it takes me so long because you have so many things. All right, Lil Abner in the dog patch today.
That was a
TV movie.
TV. That was a TV show.
78.
George Schlatter. I know you
Okay,
won't
I
know.
know.
He
I
did
did.
laughing.
And then-
He did laughing.
And then,
Oh, okay.
And then pretty big news here. BJ and the Bear, which was that was your
BJ
next
and the
thing.
Bear was a big
You
deal.
guys, I don't think I ever did that. I get that all the time. I don't think
I
I've
think
ever.
you must
I've never
You're
seen
on
it,
Quaalude.
but
It
I've
was
never
a- it
seen
was
it.
a different Mindy.
No, that's
Different
done.
Mindy,
I think it's a
maybe.
different. Yeah, I don't think I ever did that. If they did, they took it out, and my name is still on it.
Oh.
And then, but it just, House, Perfect Strangers, CBS Summer
was
Playhouse. There's the Larry Sanders Show.
Were you Balky Bartakamus's
Saved by the Bell.
girlfriend? Or?
that was a great show.
No, I was a hostess. And I was just like, come right this way. I mean, those were those days that I would love to have.
We've
just like
never-
small little things.
Yeah, we've never read somebody's IMDb to them.
It's
on
really
the show
fun.
before.
Friends.
Friends?
I did Friends. It was somebody was getting married, and I was like, all right, everyone, come on. I was the coordinator.
wedding
Come on,
coordinator.
everybody, let's go. Yes. I did
So
that.
at what point, let me ask you this.
Okay,
At
are
what-
we getting to the groundlings of it all?
Yes. At what point during the, you're doing plays and stuff, does it become apparent that like, oh, maybe I'm a comedy person. Maybe I'm a
that I
funny
knew.
You
She
knew
knew
even
it.
before coming to LA.
Oh my God, yes.
How come?
Okay.
Because you were
I
making
was-
people laugh and
Yeah.
Yeah.
you just knew.
Yeah.
So then is that how you found the groundlings eventually? Because they said, hey, if you're a funny person, this is where you go. How did you know to go there?
What did I do? I looked at that thing that said,
Yeah.
figure that out.
We're
We'll
gonna find out what it was.
I'm on
I
it.
want to say, it starts with a B.
But not backstage.
backstage.
No, not backstage. It was something else. Oh, I'm gonna kill myself when I hear it. And so I went there. You had to. Did you have to audition? I don't think you did. I don't.
It was
you
different
did.
back then. Yeah.
And I went to this other place, and it was called. Come on.
Oh,
Yeah,
I know
heard
what
it.
you're talking about. Yeah. It's Connection, Theater
Yes,
Connection.
yes. No, it was
Comedy Connection.
no Connection. The
Connection.
something Connection.
Yep.
But it's not
Improv
theater.
Connection?
No, something
Yeah,
Connection.
yeah.
Anyway, so I was in that, and they pulled me up to the top, and I was
Yeah.
like, I fucked around some people there,
Oh.
and
And were you
Talent.
improvising there?
I did some improvising. They did shows, but the guy that ran it, and he was the big teacher. He was in them with us. So
That's
it was a little
interesting.
creepy.
So
And I know,
Yeah.
and they, but then I've met people like I met George Graff was there, and there were a couple of other people there, and they were like, oh my God, Mindy, you've got to go to the Groundlings. You got to go to
Groundlings.
Groundlings. So I was like, really? Yeah, you. So I remember you had to audition at the Groundlings.
Okay.
You had to pay for the audition or something.
Oh, wow.
It was just something weird like that, or maybe you had to. I don't remember.
Pay to play.
Pay, yeah. But I was too shy to do that. So I ended up going, and I ended up working with Bill Steinkellner,
Okay.
okay, who had his own thing, and he was part of the Groundlings. And I got involved in that, and Tom Maxwell, who was my director when I first started, he subbed a class or something, and he thought I was hysterical and blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, he was like, yeah, you should come. to the Groundlings. So I was able at that time, because he had seen my work, blah, blah, I didn't have to do basic. So I went right into advanced.
Which is not something they do now.
They don't allow it.
no.
It was very different. And remember, I didn't have any lab.
Oh.
So our things were basic, intermediate, and then advanced.
Right.
Okay.
So you
that-
went straight to advanced.
Straight to the top.
I went to intermediate. I started intermediate,
okay.
and then I went right into.
Okay.
Yes.
I gave them a call because we've had a lot of Groundlings on here. They seem to be pretty successful. So I called the Groundlings and I said, I'll do it. But I said, I'll only do the main thing. And they said, no.
Oh, you mean the main thing, meaning the shows?
Only whatever the top company is. I said, I'll go into that.
Oh, you can't just do that.
Well, that's what I found out.
Yeah. Oh, were you feeling horrible about that?
No, I just said, okay, fine, you're lost. And I hung up.
That's what people say.
yeah.
That's what people say when they don't get in,
Yeah.
and it's like, it's bitter. It's what, I mean, I understand everybody works really, really hard and stuff, but that is where I still was a little shy, was still a little girl. And, but to this day, I thank everybody that came, that showed me what to do, how to do it, that were, no, don't do that. I mean, I'm like, it was the best thing in my life.
Yeah.
Now, since the Quaaludes were done, was there anything else that you were taking to help yourself through this times? Because it's very hard, the program.
Very, very hard. I didn't take any medication because that didn't start until my ex left. And
Which, by the way, were you through the Groundlings? Were you with the same guy you came out here with, or did that?
no,
end?
no, no,
Okay.
that ended.
Okay.
And then I.
But before we get to the drugs of it all, so you're doing little things at the Groundlings, and are you starting to get these jobs where, like, right this way to your table? Are you getting these jobs? Are casting directors seeing you?
Yes.
And
I
you're getting these jobs pretty much right away?
or
Yeah.
just getting, because it's a one-liner. So
Yeah.
it's also the agent. I had I'd gotten an
Oh,
agent,
okay.
so I'd gotten a theatrical agent, and and so a commercial agent. So they would send me out on those things, and those were Tony Sepulveda.
Sure.
Tony Sepulveda cast me in Something Matters.
227.
Oh, yeah.
Family Matters.
Family Matters.
Family Matters.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so he brought me in, I remember, and he was with other people. And I was this woman who was sitting at a table. It was like a, what do you call it, where the men take off their clothes?
Strip, bachelor, strip, striptease.
No,
Oh,
but it was a thing. It's a thing. They do that in shows.
In a sauna. They do
Wait,
it in shows.
they do it in shows. They take off their. I know it's right on the tip of my.
I know.
tongue.
See, I can't think of those things too either. It's it's a
Models?
no,
Men,
but
they
you know,
take off
it's
their
and you
clothes.
give them cash.
Yeah. Strippers.
No, but it was they were something
else.
called
Chippendales?
like a
Chippendale, like a
Chippendales.
Chippendales.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, we got it.
Was Urkel? Did I
Yeah,
do that?
yes.
Was he
Yeah.
in it?
That was yes.
Yeah,
He was in
okay.
it. And so anyway, I think he got up there and he was doing something, and I was like, all right. And I'm a couple lines. I'm the girl that, because I'm loud and I'm blah 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 and annoying. So I got that. And several years after that, he had me do another one, and I went, you do know that I've already done it as another character? And he was like, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
In the same show?
It doesn't matter because all white people look the same. So you could have been.
Yeah.
You were playing the.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you're
Stripping with Urkel.
working. So it's all happening.
It's all happening, and I really do. To this day, it's I mean, the Groundlings could be good for your soul, good for what you do, and not good for what you do,
Right.
whatever.
That's what we
And I
hear.
always thought, oh my God, if there's anybody, there are two things in my life, the people I have to thank, is the Groundlings, and I will do anything for them, and then the other one is, oh my God, now I just drew a blank.
It's all right. That's
The Groundlings and
you're-
Mike Myers.
so
Yes.
that's what.
Which I met. He was the one that came to the show to do the Thursday show.
Yes.
Cooking with gas.
Yes,
with
Cooking
Gas
with
show.
Gas.
It's an improv
and
show at the
Julia
Groundlings.
brought him.
Julia Sweeney from
And we
SNL.
just-
Just to watch it, or he was in it?
No, he was in it,
was
and
in
we
it.
were in it, and I mean, the first time I met him, and I was like, oh my God, and I did a couple of things with him, and so he opened the door to where I was going next, and doing
Austin
and doing
Powers.
And was it
Powers.
a thing of like, I have this movie and I have this very specific role and I think you might be right. Did you have to audition for it, or did he just say,
I I had to audition for it because I was a nobody.
Right. So he had to convince.
So
the
he
other
had. They were other
producers.
women.
This
when
is
I went,
Frau Farbissima.
Yes, Frau Farbissima.
From
Yes, from
This is
Austin
Austin
Powers.
Powers.
Hello.
I
This
did
is
have
big.
to. I know that he really wanted me because he thought I was so funny. He said the best thing about you is you know nothing. Because I'm, and so I remember going into
quite a
the
compliment.
audition. I know, and I will forever, ever be grateful for him.
Yeah.
And but so I remember going in, and there was I think maybe 2 girls that when I think about it now, I think they were so wrong for it. But maybe I was thinking about another part.
Maybe.
I can't-
Because they weren't like, I was, but they looked like sort of pretty. And I thought, I didn't know at the time, maybe I thought, oh, they're here because they're doing. So, so when I was there, and also too, I had met Jay Roach, the director, and so I think they wanted me.
Yeah.
That was what the vibe I was
But they
getting.
had to
and that-
convince the money people
They
that
did.
you were
Yes.
the right person.
They did.
That's
Yeah.
what happens in
and
this
that's something
business.
we're learning as we interview people. It's not just like it's the money people a lot of the
It's
times.
it's as much as we can say this, and I say this all the time to other people, and not enough to Mindy. First of all, you're all great. That is why you're here. That is why you're auditioning. How many times have you come back with that person? They want you. They want you to do well. Guess who can only get it?
right.
One of us.
Even if they like you.
yeah.
So the majority gets turned away.
You
Yeah.
get callbacks, and you're like,
Right.
oh, okay.
What's something about Austin Power that people may not know, or something?
Okay,
crazy
it's also
that
here's the
happened?
thing. Earlier you said the word here and you put an S on it. Here's. It made no sense. Now you're saying Austin Powers, which is an S, and you're taking the S off.
Austin Power.
I didn't do it.
You didn't do
Didn't
what?
do what?
Both of the things you said are lies.
What?
Oh.
What? People can
No, we
rewind
can watch
and listen.
playback.
In the time you play back, you've gotten in there and edited it.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So I just
Difficult.
disagree.
Yes,
You just
all right.
disagree that you said Austin Power.
I never said this.
Okay, great. Go ahead.
Wow.
So, what's something about Austin Power that maybe people don't know? I mean, being on that set, there's a cat, there's him, there's this,
him.
there's
There's
this set,
prosthetics.
there's prosthetics, there's you.
Was there a lot of laughs?
There were a lot of people waiting to laugh when it was cut. You know, I mean, you could feel the crew and all of the
Trying to
actors
hold it.
each trying to hold it together.
And was that something where you knew how funny it was going to be before it came out? Did you, when you were making it?
Well, when I first got the script, I read it out loud. I'm not really good at reading scripts. I have to read them 1,000 times. But I laughed out loud. I don't really laugh out loud. And it didn't. We loved it. We just thought this was magic. It did not do good when it went out. The first one did not do well. It
Became a cult classic.
It started with the
OMG.
VHS.
Yeah.
Right.
People start renting it. Yeah,
Yeah.
VHS.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, then it was like, oh, Mindy, hi, we're going to do another Austin Powers. Are you available? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think I was in Hawaii with my family, and it was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But
Are they going to do another one?
well, they've done 3, but
Right, but why
you know
not do
what?
one more?
I don't know. I get that all the time,
Yeah.
and the last time I heard it was from Mike. Because we did the commercial for the Super Bowl.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God. And he was like, I'm so glad that you came. And I went, oh my God, thank you,
Yeah.
of course. And he goes, yeah, so I'm thinking of doing another one. I went, really?
Yeah.
And he said,
Really? I can play
yeah.
cool.
And
Really?
he said, yeah, I just, but it would be from Dr. Evil's point of view. And I went, great.
Yeah. You're like,
And then he's like, yeah. And I was like, I think we need that because it was the times
yeah,
were,
a villain story.
and I've seen him on shows, and he's, people ask him, and he says, I'm not going to say yes, and I'm not going to say no.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, you guys.
So again,
Mic drop moment, big announcement.
Austin Powers
Big
number
announcement.
4.
Maybe
Maybe
a big announcement.
another Austin Powers. No, maybe.
okay.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Hey.
But yeah, I'd love to do it before I die. And I'm not saying I'm dying soon.
No.
But it's one of those things you go, wow, if that could happen again, what else do I need?
It just seems to be all the studios want right now is like, give us some IP that we've already, like, people want that comfort of, I've seen
Yeah.
that before. I know those characters. I want to get back into that world, you know?
Well, you just wonder what is it? Is it because he's a perfectionist?
Sure.
He wants to. If he
wants it-
does
it
this,
better
this has
be-
got to
it
be
gotta be a
like
good story.
major,
Sure.
right? And I don't know if it's a studio thing. They're not doing anything, you guys. They're not.
But
It's a
with that
weird
part,
time.
It's such an iconic part, and it's bizarre. No one's ever seen a character like this before, and there will never be a character like that again in a movie. So how much was that all Mindy, or was it Mike? Did Mike say this is who it is? Do this, or how much did you bring to FRAU? Did you create her yourself?
Yes.
From basically
Yes.
what I saw, that she, so she's sort of, she's kind of German. My German and my all of my things kind of go into one. But I listened. I called my dad was alive, and I called my dad, who was an amazing. He could
do
pick
accents
up
and stuff.
things. Yes.
I have many relatives who sound just like her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so I said, I was so afraid I was going to end up like falling into being Jewish. It's like, all of a sudden I talk like this, and then I'm going to talk like that. Yes. So I was really nervous about that. But I got that down, and then it said she screams, and now my scream is what I scream if I can't get a hold of my son, or if I'm trying, I'll back off and I'll go, Max. Because he's not listening. So I already have this high pitched annoying voice. And every time I did it, they were hysterical.
They laugh. Yeah.
And I was I know
Such an example of you just being you.
that's all I want to
Yeah.
do nowadays is I just want to be me. And
Yeah.
sometimes me is not going to be the one that they want. And sometimes me is exactly what they
right.
want.
Because you can't, what we've learned is you can't constantly shapeshift to try to be what you think they want. Now, if you can believe it,
Yeah. We can't believe it. This is what happens on this show.
the time.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Can we do another hour?
I want
know.
to.
We can't.
You can't. Why? What will happen?
You're going to
We
have
have
to
another
come
guest
back
coming
for our
later.
second
Oh.
season.
Yeah, you come back
Okay.
for season 2.
But we are going to do a Patreon, okay?
Yes.
Which means we're going to do a short Patreon after this.
Where we just
we're just going to talk.
We're just
Talk
gonna
a little
talk
bit.
and
but it's
make-
only for special
Only for-
listeners.
We might-
Wait a minute.
members.
This is like a different thing.
You'll see.
You'll see.
Am I still here?
You're
Yeah,
here
you're still
and
here.
you're
But-
you.
Stay here.
okay.
Oh,
So
But we're going to
you're
wrap up
still
this
here.
part.
Oh, okay, great,
But
fantastic.
can you please, before we wrap up, we always like to hear our guests give a piece of advice to maybe a young actor or just someone trying to follow their dreams. What would you say? What do you do? It's hard. You get turned down a lot. You don't get
All
the
of
thing.
that.
What's the advice you give?
and that too. And especially right now, it's really hard. It's just hard all over the place. The studios aren't doing anything. People are moving out.
Yeah.
There's not as much going on. So all of that is really, really hard. And
How do you stay alive, like not want to end it? For me, I want to know because when things are
See,
really
now
bad-
that's a new question. I asked her if she had advice. Can you let her finish
It's
the
the
first
same
thing?
question.
No, it's not
Yes,
the
it
same.
is.
It's not the same thing.
exactly the same.
stop fighting.
I guess answer whichever one you like the
let me
best.
try to see if I can answer both of them
Pick
really
your
fast.
favorite.
So how do I keep? I had this audition recently, and I walked out and I saw my wonderful friends that were coming in, and I just went like that. And I think because I'm thinking, oh, they got it. Haven't heard anything yet. But anyway, so I think I just sort of sit into the little bit of shit, and then move on. Not do it as much because you know why? Because I have a life. I have incredible friends. I have the groundlings. I have my son. I have so that is really important to have a
Some gratitude.
It's gratitude and people around you that get you and love you, and that my son says to me all the time. I know I'm talking about him a lot, but I love him.
Oh, it's great.
And when I get really like down and out and stuff, he'll go, "Mom, do you know who you are?" And he says this very earnestly. You are Mindy fucking Sterling.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
Me too.
And he will do that, and I've done that to some of my friends.
You say your name with a fuck in the middle of it.
I do.
then
But you say it and you mean it. It isn't funny.
I'm Paula fucking
And
Gherkin.
yes, you all of it, and you just have to know who you are. We're not going to get everything. So, do I feel bad when I don't? Absolutely.
Right.
I'm all depending on the script. I'm also very
Sure. Yeah.
thank God. But
You don't go where I was alluding to.
what drugs?
Doesn't
Very
get
dark
that dark.
place.
You went
Didn't I
Oh.
hear you say one time you buy yourself a cookie?
Yes. Oh, I like that. Thank you. I used to go to auditions, and I would tell people this, and this is really true. I would, when I leave, I would set up something for myself to do, whether it
Something
be,
nice.
go buy yourself something. I loved cookies. Have a cookie in my car. Something that this just sort of gives you
little
this.
treat.
You did all this.
Yes.
You got ready for this. You did. You drove. You put something on. Nobody knows what we all go through mentally. The night before, you can't sleep. La, 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 and then you're like nothing, or you feel bad. And I always would bring something. I'm not like that as much anymore because I think I have a
more
more
used to it,
full
maybe.
life,
Yeah.
and I'm used to it too. But I don't think we ever feel bad. When we don't feel bad when we don't get something. I mean, it may be, the thing is,
Accepting it.
well, yeah. And when
normal.
and now getting older, it's, I don't mind playing grandmas. It's great.
Sure, bring it
Just don't
on.
give me a lot. Don't give me a lot of dialogue. But it's just really hard right now, you guys.
Yeah.
So I never tell anybody don't do it. But when I hear, I want to be a star.
Yeah.
And I go, okay, that's when you don't.
That's different.
I didn't.
No,
then I would
that's a
not
different
encourage
thing.
you to do
Yeah,
that
no.
at all.
Okay.
I always tell people take classes. You must take classes. I don't care if you're in Pongo Tunga, wherever you live. Find somewhere else to go to take classes. Don't think you can just come in and be fantastic.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, Mindy.
Mindy.
Mindy,
Fucking
Sterling.
Sterling.
Thank you, guys.
Wow.
If you're here to be on SNL or to be a groundling, wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
You need to be here from
learn.
class to class to class. What you're going to get out of here. People that don't make it, you're going to be a little pissy for a while.
Multiple Talking Women is produced and hosted by Ariane Price, Lauren Burns, and Lisa Sherga. Subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on all podcast platforms, and become a member of our Patreon. All right, am I done?